Okay. Raise your hand if you have ever had to cram for a test, essay, project, speech even. So college students today have so much pressure on them to excel in school on top of already busy schedules. And unfortunately, many students turn to prescription drugs such as Adderall to help them focus and finish their work on time, even if they don't have a prescription. As a busy college student myself, and with a lot of pressure and having friends who have abused medication before, being educated on usage and abuses of Adderall is important because I don't want to fall into the temptation of taking such an accessible drug. Today I intend to inform you on how Adderall works, its rise in usage among college students just like you and me, and the negative effects it has. Let's begin by talking about the science of Adderall and how it works. So Adderall is a psychostimulant drug that treats several different conditions. According to Bradley Eng, a consultant psychiatrist with the Gold Coast Mental Health Service in Queensland, Australia, psychostimulants are used to reduce fatigue, promote wakefulness and alertness, and possibly enhance one's mood. WebMD says that Adderall is a combination of stimulants amphetamine and dextroamphetamine, and it works by restoring the balance of neurotransmitters in the brain. Adderall is primarily used to treat ADHD, a chronic condition affecting millions of kids and oftentimes continuing into adulthood. Its use as a psychostimulant combats hyperactivity and difficulty paying attention brought upon by ADHD, as well as sometimes impulsive behavior and low self-esteem. It can also be used to treat clinical depression, which is way beyond just feeling down, as it involves lack of interest and motivation in everyday activities. But since psychostimulants can have mood-enhancing effects, Adderall is a possible solution to clinical depression. Due to its apparent attention, cognitive, and mood-enhancing effects, it is really popular among students. In recent years, illegal Adderall usage on college campuses has risen dramatically. According to a 2009 report by the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, full-time college students were twice as likely to have used Adderall without a prescription than those who are not full-time college students. The Department of Communication at the University of Kentucky, which, on a side note, is a large public state school in the SEC, very similar to one we're all familiar with, did a study on the pervasive non-medical use of Adderall, led by Professor Alan DeSantis, who has conducted research on stimulant use in college. From fall 2005 to fall 2006, nearly 2,000 undergraduate students were studied. 34% reported illegal usage of ADHD medication, almost primarily in periods of high academic stress. 81% believed that illegal usage of ADHD medication was not dangerous at all or only slightly dangerous. One student was even quoted saying, "The fact that it's illegal really doesn't cross my mind. It's not something that I get nervous about because it's so simple and widespread." Now that we have seen the common presence and usage of Adderall and similar medication in college, let's look at the dangerous effects it can have on users. Adderall can be very dangerous and harmful to users who are not prescribed, especially. According to Tengu Sichalima and Michael Reeder from the Division of Clinical Pharmacology at the University of Western Ontario, the extended release form of Adderall, Adderall XR, was suspended in February 2005 by Health Canada due to 20 global cases of cardiac death and/or stroke of individuals treated with the drug. Aside from the risk of death, some short-term effects include sleep difficulties, irritability, headaches, restlessness, depressing feelings, loss of appetite, and nervousness. And because it contains amphetamine and dextroamphetamine, it can be highly addictive, which is why it is classified by the DEA as a Schedule II substance. Some other Schedule II substances: cocaine, meth, and morphine. But a big part of the danger is students' lack of knowledge or misconception of the effects. In a 2010 study by the University of Pennsylvania, a research team tested 47 subjects, all in their 20s and without a diagnosis of ADHD. They were tested on a variety of cognitive functions such as memory loss and raw intelligence. Some subjects were given Adderall while others were taking a placebo, and they were all not knowing what they were taking. Those that took the Adderall, when asked how the pill influenced their performance, were more likely to report that it helped them complete their tasks, even though they showed no more improvement than those that took the placebo. So Adderall does not necessarily make you smarter, it just makes people think that they are. So today we have considered the use and abuse of the prescription drug Adderall. It is composed of stimulants that intend to counteract hyperactivity, lack of attention, and fatigue. College students that feel overwhelmed by the pressures of academic expectations will resort to taking medication in an attempt to enhance their focus and work ethic, which has led to its alarming growth rate on college campuses across the U.S. However, misuse and abuse can have many damaging effects, both short-term and long-term, and in some cases can result in death. So the next time you have a big midterm to study for, or a 10-page essay to write, remember that the best thing to rely on is your brain, because you don't need a prescription and it's recommended by doctors everywhere.